So hello and welcome to Yin Yoga. Today, if you'd like to pop your own tunes on, please do so. I'll be playing some in the background, but because I've got my headphones on, you may not be able to hear them. For today's practice, I'll get you to find 2 pillows, so they can be of any size. And then also just making sure that you've got a space against a wall that you can use as well. And so for the first pose today, just to ground and kind of become mindful of the moment that we're in, we're going to pop the 2 pillows on top of one another. We're going to place them underneath the upper back and the head, and we're going to lay down. So we're going to place the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to fall out to the left and right side, and we're going to take our hands out to the left and right with our palms facing the ceiling. Taking in a few deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really feeling the expansion of the chest, the broadening of the collarbones with each in-breath. And as you exhale, allow the weight of the body to help expel all the air. Allowing the shoulders to relax. Feeling the weight of the head. Feeling supported by the pillows. So with Yin Yoga, we're looking at stretching our connective tissues, our tendons and ligaments, the fascia surrounding the muscles. And to really target those areas, we want to be able to let go of all the tension that we're holding in the muscles. So just taking a moment now to scan from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes, examining each and every muscle and allowing it to relax. Relaxing the forehead and the jaw, the neck, allowing the arms to hang from the shoulders. Allowing the spine and the hips to soften. Sitting in this reclined butterfly pose, we stretch through the hips. Allowing the muscles around them to soften. Feeling the weight of the knees as they go closer to the mat. The connective tissue creeping, opening. Relaxing the thighs, the hamstrings, and the calves. Whenever our bodies react in fight or flight response, our hips start to tighten, promoting the body to curl up into a tight little ball to be safe. Our hips hold on to this emotional response. It's important to stretch, releasing that tension, that emotion. And allowing a peace and a calm to wash over the body. Taking a few more deep breaths. allowing the mind to drop into the body, to release any thoughts, and just to observe. Observe the emotions you might be feeling, observing the physical body as it stretches. Really connecting to this moment. Slowly drawing the knees back together, separating the feet, walking them out to the left and right side of the mat. We're going to gently move the knees from left to right, releasing through the hips and the spine. Only going as far as you can go. And then bringing the knees back to center. Pulling them into the chest, placing the hands on the knees, and gently circling. And back in the opposite direction. And back to center. Placing your feet on the mat. We're going to use the hands to gently come up to a seated position. Folding the legs in front. Having a nice big shoulder roll. And then back in the opposite direction. And back to center. We're going to keep the left foot tucked into the base of the spine with the knee bent, taking the right foot up and over the left knee. So if you find that your tendon that connects from your hip to your knee is tight, you can rest here. You can also lean against the wall if you need to. To deepen this stretch, you can shift forward, stacking the knees on top of one another, and then sitting back. So it just deepens the stretch here through the hip. So we're going to hold onto the feet, sitting up nice and tall, taking a breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to fold the upper body forward over the legs as far as you can, walking the hands out in front. We're going to drop the chin to the chest, taking in a few deep breaths. Allowing that upper body to soften over the legs. Allowing the arms to hang forward from the shoulders. Releasing any tension through the back of the neck, allowing the head to roll forward. And just taking a moment to scan the legs, noticing if you're holding any tension, and just allowing it to drop. Feeling anchored to your spot by your sit bones, by your root chakra. Feeling connected to the earth. Feeling the pull of gravity as it supports you to where you sit. Observing the rhythm of your breath.
feeling calm, feeling safe, feeling held. Spreading your fingertips nice and wide here and feeling the texture beneath them, the texture of the mat or of the floor. Taking in one more deep breath. And then slowly walking the hands back towards the body, lifting up through the chest. Straightening through the right leg, straightening through the left leg. You can gently bend through the ankles, through the knees, massaging, just releasing any tension that you can feel in the joints, promoting the synovial fluid. You can roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then we're going to switch sides, folding the right foot to the base of the spine, bending through the right knee, taking the left foot up and over the right knee. So if the hips are tight, you can rest here. You can sit against a wall if you need support. Otherwise, you can shift forward, stacking the knees, and then sitting back. So holding the feet, sitting up nice and tall, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, folding forward, walking the hands out in front, collapsing the upper body over the legs. Taking a few deep breaths as it settles. You can gently move the upper body left to right, dropping the chin to the chest. Feeling the body as it begins to settle. Again, visualizing the sit bones anchored to the earth's core. Feeling the body held securely by the earth. Observing where you can feel the stretch in the body. Really dropping out of the mind, away from thoughts, and into your present moment. With each out breath, dropping a little deeper. Observing the weight of the body. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Dropping out of your emotions and into an observation role. Observing what's coming up. Accepting it. Moving past any judgment. Taking another deep breath. And then slowly walking the hands back towards the body, lifting up through the chest. Straightening through the left leg and then the right.
massaging, bending and straightening through the knees, through the ankles, just releasing any tension that you can feel in the legs. You can also move the knees from left to right to release through the hips. You can roll the shoulders nice and big, releasing through the spine. And then we're going to come to the wall. So we're going to place our feet up against the wall. To do this, you can sit sideways next to the wall, laying down onto your back, and then taking the feet up towards the wall. So if your hamstrings are tight, you'll need to take your hips a little bit further away. And as the feet rest up the wall, we're just going to take the hands out to the left and right and just take a breath here. Just feel the body as it starts to settle. See if you can feel your heart beating in your chest. Observing the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to bend through the left leg, placing the left ankle onto the right knee. We're going to push the left knee away from us. And you can place your hands back down onto the mat. So making sure that the sit bones and lower back are resting on the ground. If you'd like to deepen the stretch here, you can start to bend through the right knee, placing the right foot onto the wall. And this will deepen the stretch through the left hip. Taking in a few deep breaths. Breathing into the left hip. Promoting stillness within the body. Breathing through any discomfort. Using the breath to help release any tension in the hip, in the thigh, hamstring, or calf. You might be able to feel the hip as it starts to open, as it stretches. If you can feel the hip creeping and stretching, you can lower the right foot down the wall, deepening the stretch. Observing the rhythm of your breath. Allow it to lengthen. Allow your out breath to be longer than your in breath, promoting calmness to wash over the body. One more breath here.
straightening through the right leg and then through the left. If you like to here, you can bend and straighten through the knees, through the ankles. You can gently massage the left leg, or you can move the knees from side to side, releasing through the hips. And then we're going to come back to straightening our legs. Then bending through the right knee, placing the right foot or ankle onto the left knee or quad, pushing that right knee away from us, opening through the hip. Keeping the sit bones down onto the mat or onto the ground. Taking a breath here. And then to deepen the stretch, we're going to place the left foot onto the wall, bending through the left knee. Taking the hands back down on either side of the body, palms facing the ceiling. Taking in a few deep breaths. Releasing that flight or fight response from the right hip. You can come back to affirmations like, I am safe, I am secure, and I am held. If the mind starts to run away with thoughts, gently bringing it back to the body, back to the present moment. Using the breath to help breathe through any discomfort. If the hips starting to open, you can lower that left foot down the wall, deepening the stretch, making sure that the lower back stays down on the floor at all times. Taking in one more deep breath here. And then straightening through the left leg, straightening through the right. You can gently bend through the knees, through the ankles. Move the knees from left to right, releasing through the hips. And then straightening through the legs. For our last pose today, we're going to take the feet out nice and wide, sliding them down the wall, out as far as they will go. Placing the hands down beside you, allowing the feet to relax, allowing the legs to soften. Stretching through the insides of the legs. And as you feel them starting to open, you can walk the feet a little further down the wall. Noticing where you can feel the stretch. Releasing any tension through the legs, through the hips, through the back. Breathing into the belly. As the legs stretch, allowing them to open further. Taking in one more deep breath here. And then slowly joining the feet back together. Bending and straightening through the knees, through the ankles. And then we're going to roll onto our side, taking our feet back to the floor. And just taking a breath here. Allowing the head and the heart to soften. Allowing them to settle. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back up to a seated position. Folding the legs in front, sitting up with a nice tall straight spine, placing the hands on the knees. We're going to gently roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Taking in some deep breaths. And then back in the opposite direction. And back to center. Dropping the chin to the chest. Keeping a nice straight spine opening through the chest as you drop the head. And we're going to roll the head from left to right. Just releasing any tension through the neck. Holding on to the pose where you can feel the stretch. Allowing the shoulders to drop. Bringing the chin back to the chest and lifting the head up to center. We're going to inhale the shoulders up to the ears and allow them to drop. 2 more times, allowing the weight of the world to drop off the shoulders. Placing the hands together at the heart center. We're going to bring to mind 3 things that we are grateful for today. Allowing gratitude to flood the body. Knowing that at any point in time today, you can come back to this feeling. Back to listing these 3 things that you are grateful for. Thank you for joining me on the mat this morning. Namaste.